But you can't see Hugo, he's having his licky mat here now. Hi, everybody. If it's lunchtime in the States, it's evening. Happy lunchtime. It's evening here in the UK. And this is Hugo, and my name's Amanda. And hopefully you'll be able to give me lots of questions, and hopefully I'll be able to give you the answers as well. And if I don't know the answers, don't worry, I will say I don't know, and you'll have to come back the next time or pop your question in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I find out, and then I'll pop that for you in the comments. So let's get started, because I had some comments that have already been here from other people. So we've got any advice? This is from Lexi Girl. Any advice for dealing with redirected aggression? So what redirected aggression is basically is when you've got two cats who normally get on very well. For example, they're sitting in the window looking outside, and then suddenly they could perhaps hypothetically see another cat outside, and then that one cat will get aggressive because it can't get to the cat outside, and then it will suddenly launch on its friend, and then, oh gosh, then what do you do? The cat's then going to be thinking, well, what's going on? I haven't done anything, and now you're suddenly launching at me. So that is a typical redirected aggression, and the best thing you can do for that really is make sure that you've got plenty of enrichment. You might have to even separate them for a while, and just to go back to an introduction again, and making sure that you've got plenty of pheromones in the home, that you've got pheromones. Let me give you an example. So something like these synthetic pheromones, that you've got those in the home, that's these are really good, as well as something like Pet Remedy. Now I have checked, they have got Pet Remedy in the States as well. I'll refer to these products quite a lot. I'm not on commission, but they really do work. So this is Pet Remedy, typical. That's what it looks like, the plug-in there. So hopefully that's what you need to be getting in. And then if things really are not good, then you need to be looking at anxiolytics, speak to your vet, consult a behaviourist. The worst thing you can do there is absolutely nothing. So I hope that helps there. I'm just going to have a look at some more questions here. Bear with me. Right, okay. There was one, a really good one, about cats in tuxedos. Love this question. So cats in tuxedos wanted to know, basically, do cats seem to assume characteristics of their favorite human or their human family? It seems like nervous, high-strung owners develop cats that are emotionally similar. Patient, confident owners, however, develop calm cats. Fearful human, fearful cats. Angry humans produce angry cats. So basically, your cat is going to be mirroring what your emotions are. So very often, if I say to a client, what is your, I'll give them a little quiz. What's your stress factor to do with your cat at this moment in time? And if they give me a high score, I know that they're projecting a lot of anxiety onto their cat, that also may be getting anxious and getting more anxious. And obviously, if a pet parent is angry towards their cat, then generally they are going to produce a more reserved and cautious cat as well. So cats are instinctive creatures, and they're going to behave as a result of our behavior towards them. So just because a cat is perhaps lashing out or aggressive towards you, there's so many different reasons why a cat could be aggressive. You don't have to then resort to aggression or flinging the cat across the room just because it scratched you. Cats never do anything by accident. So you need to look at the why. And again, you need to consult your vet, because it could be that there's a pain management issue there, an illness, because cats will hide if they're feeling ill or unwell. They'll hide it very well. They're masters of disguise there. So I've got some questions that are coming in now, and I'll go back to the other ones later. Hi, Catherine. Your mother cat won't let other cats play with her son 7 months. The other cat is female under 2. She pounces, growls, hisses, and strikes out at her. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining today. So I would want to know is has your mama cat now been spayed? Because if she it hasn't been spayed, neutered, then she's going to have maternal aggression, which is basically it's that lion. Mama lion is going to do everything to protect her cubs. So neutering is key there, and you might notice if she hasn't been spayed that that's actually going to calm itself down a lot. I hope that helps. And the other things that I mentioned earlier, such as the synthetic pheromones and the nutraceuticals, and the pet remedy, things like that will really help as well. And also enrichment. Okay, I'll come on to that, I'm sure, later on. So do keep watching. Or if you're watching on catch up, you can just fast forward to the bits about enrichment. Hi, Sid. You're a new pet owner. Welcome to the club. You've got a cat who's just turned 3. She mostly keeps herself to herself and she doesn't really like a cuddle. Is that okay? Yes, it is. So tell me about your cat. What's your cat's name? Is it black, white? Um, you've said it's 3. So yeah, it's okay. The way I would say this is that cats have got personalities just like we have as humans, and some humans are quite particular about their space that they like, and cats are the same. And what you should never do is try and pick up a ground magnet cat. I call them ground magnet cats, where they like to have their feet on the floor, because if you pick them up, you're actually removing their instinctive fight or flight. You're removing that they can't do either. So, by allowing them to stay on the floor and be cat led, and if she wants to jump up on your knee, she probably won't for a while. And what you probably find is that she'll maybe come and sit next to you. So, maybe entice her with some little treats at the side, but don't push it too much and be cat led. And if she's happy to come and sit next to you, that's a win every day of the week. So I hope that helps. And do keep coming back and tuning in for Cat Chat Tuesdays, because we'll be answering all your questions. And if you're like any other cat parent, you just think you never stop learning and you want to ask another question and another question. It's like a big rabbit hole you go down. So too, your boy has become finicky. Hi, so too. And will only eat with a spoon or by hand. You've tried to break him out of it, but he won't eat. Is it okay just to let him be, not hand feed him? Well, basically, your cat has trained you. I mean, I would want you to take your cat along to the vet just to check that there's no oral issues, there's no dental problems. Are you giving your cat a raised feeding bowl? It might be that there could be some arthritis there, and putting the head down to eat is uncomfortable, and therefore to eat higher up on a raised bowl may help. Have you tried warming the food? Definitely get a vet check first, and then think about the different aspects of how you can feed. If you're feeding kibble, make it interesting. You know, there's I've got, this is what Hugo was just licking earlier, a licky mat. You can smear some wet cat food on there, or some cat pate. There's let me just get this one. There's all the treats. One of these little snuffle mats. You can load that up, obviously, with dried food. So you can make food interesting and introduce foraging, which cats naturally do, rather than just have it in a bowl. So I'd always say bin the bowl, really, and think about different ways that you can get your cat to have good, nutritious food. Oh, okay. So your cat's name is Luna, and this is Sid, and she's a pure white female. Oh my gosh, I bet she's absolutely adorable. White cats are so rare. Very rarely see them now, unless they sort of say a chinchilla Persian or a specific breed. But oh, she sounds lovely. If anyone wants to drop me a comment and tell me what your cat's name is, then I'll be all over that. Catherine, your mama cat has been spayed. That's really, really good. Okay, she was abandoned when she was pregnant. Okay, so that's excellent then that she's been spayed. So I would then be looking totally at she's still going to know that that's her baby and she's going to want to protect her, but I would do something like encouraging snuffle mat feeding, anything to rev up the enrichment. Are they outdoor cats, Catherine, or are they indoor cats? If they're indoor, are you providing them with really, really tall hiding spaces as well as climbing structures and things like that? Bluey, your cat loves to chew on plastic bags, especially after vomiting. He never accidentally eats any plastic, though. Is there anything I shall get for him? He's not into cat grass. He's an orange tabby. Oh, okay. Lovely, Bluey. Okay, so you've got an orange tabby. What's your orange tabby's name? I feel that today I need to know everybody's cat names because you know mine, so I need to know yours. So this little thing here is called a matatabi stick, or you may come across it as silver vine. So if he's into chewing, then something like this would be really, really good. And also, I'll talk about the bags in a minute, but these, I think I mentioned these before, these stinky fish, freeze-dried sprats, give them something like that. And again, load those into a snuffle mat. And you've got, not only have you got a predatory bit of enrichment, you've also got some nourishment as well. So cats are attracted to plastic bags because of the smell and also the texture and the noise. You've got them here. So that's quite interesting. So instead of that, what about getting one of these type of a purpose bag for a cat that's very, very rustly, and then hide some treats in there? I think prevention is key here. So always make sure that you remove any plastic bags, because it could be that it's a learned behavior as well. So that would be quite important to do that. And then introduce, as I say, the foraging. Foraging is key here. If your cat really likes to chew, not for the faint-hearted, but there is freeze-dried rabbit ears, and they are really, really good for cats to play with. You can tie a piece of twine with them and drag them along so they look like prey, and then the cat can capture them and gnaw at them, and the smell, the texture is very, very delightful to a cat. So I've got so many here now, so many questions. I really hope I don't miss anybody. So if I do, then I'm sure my marvellous moderator will pin you to the top. So Jazz, how do you know if your cat gets jealous of another house cat getting affection? Well, they let you know. So cats do have the ability to feel jealousy. I can look at Hugo if I'm fussing one of my other cats, and I can see it in his eyes. So I would say you would look at their microfacial expressions. Now, there is something called the feline grimace score, the grimace app. It's largely it's used for pain management to assess if your cat's in pain, because they're tiny little microfacial expressions, the eyes narrowing, ears flattening, whiskers protruding. You will still get a sense of an adjustment and resentment from their micro expressions, as well as their body language. So I would say to you, if you are instinctively feeling that your cat is jealous, then you are probably 100% right that your cat is jealous. So then you need to think about, okay, what can I do to negate my cat feeling jealous? Am I providing enough enrichment? I keep saying this word a lot tonight. Have I got 2 or 3 different feeding stations, not just one? Have I got different resources scattered all over the place? And am I giving my time to them independently? So something like wand play, come on, Hugo, wand play is great if you do it individually, because if you've got a confident cat and one that is less confident, the confident cat is always going to win every time, and then you're going to have the less confident cat is just going to sit there and not get any fun. So always make time to play one-on-one with your cats. I hope that helps. Spartacus is only 4. Oh, what a lovely name you've done. Oh, brilliant. He's trained you. He absolutely has. So Spartacus is training you to feed him by a spoon. I would try and perhaps not do that, but think of the other ways as well, that you, as I've mentioned about for feeding, that is going to be a little bit more cat friendly, because I'd just be concerned that he's not behaving naturally, and that's what you want to do. You want to encourage him to behave like a cat. So think about fun ways you can feed him. So it becomes feeding time is fun. It's not just all about the bowl. I hope that helps. Um, so you adopted her from a shelter and she's still getting used to us. For some reason, she loves my mother and she's impartial to me. Should I be worried? She tends to scratch me a lot. Okay, cats do have preferred individuals. Now you don't know that cat's antecedents in the fact that you don't know her history. She could have been brought up in a female only home with caregivers that were only female. She may not have been treated very well, or even ignored by a male person that was in her previous home. You just don't know. So all you can do is take the time that it takes and make sure every interaction you have with her is a positive one, and be cat led. I keep saying that again tonight, which means that you follow the lead from your cat and you don't try and do anything that the cat doesn't want to do. So Hugo's sitting on my knee now and he's quite happy sitting here, but the minute he thinks or he wants to go, that's it, he goes down. He knows that he has free will to be able to do what he wants when he wants. Are Dreamies, hello Denise, are Dreamies bad for cats? Our cat loves them, but how many should she have in a day? What is your cat's name, Denise? I haven't seen many names on here now, and I need to know these cats' names. So tell me about your cats. So Denise, Dreamies, cats do like them, and they are the equivalent, I suppose, of you having or you feeding what can I think of? McDonald's or McDonald's chips or chicken nuggets. Oh, they taste divine, aren't they? Got all these palatability enhancers in them. They are marvelous. Yes, they taste wonderful. I mean, a few a day aren't going to help. And especially if you want a high reward treat to actually train a good behavior, then they are marvelous. But in an ideal world, you could give them something else, like I mentioned, the freeze-dried sprats. It could be the rabbit's ears or freeze-dried chicken. So we have a company called Thrive and Catkin in the UK. I don't know whether you have Thrive, but look for freeze-dried treats, freeze-dried rabbits, freeze-dried chicken, and they also do fish and duck as well. That would be really good because it's lots of taste, not too many calories, so you're not going to get a portly cat, and you're not feeding them rubbish. So I would be looking to do that really, and then think about other things you can do. You've got the yogurty type treats, they are quite good. So if it is that you want to give her Dreamies to create a bond, then just limit it, and also make her work for these Dreamies. Make her encourage her to do a positive behavior that you want, whether it's a recall, you call a name and she runs to you, and then you give her a Dreamy, then that's fine. So I would probably say limit to about 5 or 6. I mean, it probably says on the packet, but again, there are different types of treats that you can use. I don't like, but Hugo tends to like these cat yums. They come in different flavors. It's made by Vitacraft. Again, mix up the treats as well. They're quite soft, so like those sticks. So you could actually break one of those up into about 4 or 5 different treats. So you're limiting the amount of calories that are going in. So I hope that helps. Yeah, I don't want an angry cat. So tell me your cat's name anyway, Denise. Hi, Rowena. Thank you for joining. You've got a Bengal female kitten. Oh, adorable. Who's 3 months old. And there's a 3-year-old male Bengal at my local cat home. I'm thinking of giving him at home. Is it a good idea? And will they get on? Well, how long is this piece of string? But if you have got the room for this Bengal boy, then definitely find out the history of this boy. Find out if he's lived as a solitary cat or if he's been in with a multi-cat home before. If he has been a solitary cat, then you've got less chance of introducing them, because you don't know how he's going to react. Some cats, if he's a Bengal cat and he's in a home, my guess is that he's in that home because he's either been soiling inappropriately around the home, spraying, urinating, defecating, or he's been aggressive. They are hybridized cats and they do need knowledgeable owners. Now, that is just hypothesizing. It may be that the owners have emigrated, but generally we see a lot of Bengals in care, and those are normally the reasons why. So I would want to be asking some probing questions about his history and ask for full transparency. And if it is that, yes, he has been sociable before, but he's been house soiling, that would never bother me, because I just think that it probably as a reaction to something that wasn't quite right in the home that he was living in. So if you provide and meet all the welfare standards that the cats need, then generally you won't have a problem. But again, with any introduction, you have to take it very, very slowly. I've just actually written an article on introductions for cats.com, and hopefully that will be published very soon. So look out for that. There is also lots of videos I've done on introductions on my TikTok account. So good luck with that, and let me know either in the comments on the YouTube here, or next time we come back. And we are coming back on the 28th of May, so get that date in your diary. It'll be the same time, Cat Chat Tuesday at 6 o'clock British summertime, or I think is it 12 o'clock US time. So hopefully that's answered your question. Jazz, you've got an orange tabby named Charmander and a white Persian named Sora. I hope I've said that right. And Charmander gets jealous of Sora. Oh my gosh, I bet they look absolutely beautiful together. Had they got an Instagram account or something, I bet they'd have a great handle of that. So yeah, so she probably is jealous. And like I said, if you're instinctively feeling that she is jealous, I trust your instincts there. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're finding the information. Welcome. So too. Teddy, hello. I suspect that you suspect that your 11-year-old cat is arthritic. Can you recommend a supplement or medication to help her move easier? Thank you. Absolutely. Don't suspect. Go along to your vet, because your vet can give a monthly injection called Silencia, and that's if it's appropriate for your cat. You may examine your cat and just say, do you know what, she doesn't need it just at the moment, but have got some things here which I use for Basil actually. So this one, there we go, Easy Pill Resolving Flex. So that one is really palatable. I don't know whether there's one left or this is just an empty. Yeah, there's one left, so I'll be able to show you. So that's what it looks like, and it's really malty to smell. So it smells quite nice, and Basil really enjoys eating those. So it'll just, it's no hardship to medicate them. So we'll just chew that as a sweet. I say a treat. And the other one, this is obviously You Move. I don't know whether you've got this wherever you are, but yeah, something like that is really, really good. You can also use salmon oil, Pets Purist salmon oil, or anything like that that's meant for dogs. You can use it in your cat's diet as well, and that can be really helpful. Your vet may just suggest just a very anti-inflammatory type liquid medication daily, but I'd speak to your vet on that, and then think about different things that you can do in the home, providing ramps, and I mentioned the raised feeding bowl, etc. So there's a lot of things you can do to help an arthritic cat, and I have on my I've got a playlist for geriatric cats on the TikTok account as well. So I hope that helps. 11-year-old, yeah, definitely be getting those supplements into her now. She may be too young to have any medication, but your vet will definitely help you on that. And again, it's probably better to get that sorted sooner rather than later, because then if she does end up being in a lot of pain, then you're going to have other issues as well. So I hope that helps, Teddy. Callie Cat, you took in your son's cat he's yours now. His son never brushed him. He's long haired and he's aggressive to me. Once I tried to groom him, I don't want him to get matted. Any ideas? Okay, so it's all about creating a positive interaction and association with the brush. So, say for example, one of these. There are obviously other brushes and some bengal little bit of fur in there, because I use this one on my bengals because it's a very, very gentle one. There is also, I think I got this mitt out last time. You could start off with one of these mitts, and that's Hugo hair on that one. You could start off with just this very soft glove side, and you could have that on your hand, and you could, let me pick this licky mat up now and drop all the treats off. You could give your cat a licky mat with some yogurt on or a bit of high reward treat paste pate on, and as your cat is having that, you could just stroke it gently like that, and then that's it. And then the next day you'll do the same again, but you might turn the mitt round so it's a little bit like that. And then you keep doing that. I'd probably do that for about a week until there's no opposition reflex to the cat being brushed or touched. And then you could move on to something like this and then a slicker brush again. Always, if you can, get into a routine. So it's always roughly the same sort of routine. Doesn't have to be the same time of day, but I would start to bring about a word or something, and if you're saying licky licks or brush time or make a noise, and then that follows through with the placement of the mat and then the grooming, so the cat always knows what's going to happen after what happens. So, and then it'll have a positive attachment, hopefully. And well done for taking your son's cat in, then that's lovely. And he's got no tail. Oh, he's long haired. Oh, and don't worry about him being aggressive. If just withdraw, don't, he's obviously getting used to you and he's getting used to his new life, etc. So, Susan, hello. You have 4 house cats and 3 are overweight. They're free feeders, but the ragdoll is skinny. How can I help them? Right. Okay. So, stop free feeding. It's massively linked to obesity, because you'll always get a cat that's going to be a little bit greedy than all the others, and your ragdoll is skinny. So there are the chip feeders that you could use if you wanted to, so that only a high protein content food is fed in one of those chip feeders, so the ragdoll can actually get his head, and he's the only one that can access that food. If that isn't appropriate for you in your setup, then what I'd be wanting to suggest is make sure they've all got different feeding areas and feed a high protein food to your ragdoll away from all of the others. It could be that all the others are eating all the food and the ragdoll isn't getting a look in, or it could be that the cats are actually inadvertently or very, very you can't see it, is what I'm trying to say, that they're bullying and resource guarding so that your ragdoll cat can't get to eat when it wants to. So I'd make sure it's got its own food station, or you feed away from the others. And then I'd be looking, okay, if you want to free feed, what about doing it with hide and seek feeders? So the food is always there, but they've got to go and hunt for it. And then you can be creative in where you hide it. You can have it on shelves, like on the top of that bookcase there. And the cat has to go and find the food. You'd start off with it quite visibly around, and then you'd start getting a little bit creative as the days go on, hiding these. And these are available in the UK and the States, and they are Doc and Phoebe. And these are the hide and seek feeders. These are really, really good. So I think doing that would induce more foraging as well, and up your activity with your cat. Lots of wand play, lots of using, da bird. Have you seen those wand toys with feathers on the end? Getting your cat to follow that around, and again, that should be independent play, the wand play. You can use a laser mid play, and then always end laser on something malleable that the cat can grasp in its mouth, so then it's not going to get frustrated from that. So I think by being creative in how you're feeding your cats and lifting up the free feeding, that would be much, much better. I've mentioned the snuffle mats. I don't think I showed this last time. A snuffle ball, again, these are dog toys, but why should dogs have all the fun? Because cats love these. So you can load all these up with different bits of kibble or whatever they have in. Could be treats. So, for example, that little yum yum there, put it in there, wind it up, make it easy to begin with, and then they work. They work out very soon that they have to work to get their food. So instead of just sticking their face in a bowl that is just boring, they're going to have to work for this, and it's going to give them something else to worry about. So in cats that have got any anxiety or aggression, anything like that, giving them something that is more welfare rigged up to being more predatory. So it's going to be more in line and more natural for a cat to behave in that way. It's always a winner rather than just sticking a bowl down for them. So I hope that's helped there. Um, living in, oh, you made it. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for coming on. Living in the grey area. I did start to answer your question, didn't I, earlier? So thank you. Jazz, you're very, very welcome. That's what I'm here for. And I'll be here again at the end of May. So hopefully I'll get to know some of you as well. Ella is the Dreamies cat. Oh, bless her. I bet she's really, really lovely too. Um, so CBD, hemp oil, I really don't advise that living in the grey area, purely because the studies haven't been done on that. It's different for dogs. They have done a lot more studies on that. So, but for cats, and I know there's quite a few people that use it in the States, but I literally would not. I would not want to be giving my cats anything CBD or anything. We don't know the toxicity. So until those studies have been done, I wouldn't recommend that. So moving on then, our Eve's special treats are daily eats crunchy cushions. She's an outdoor cat, so a change from a mouse. Absolutely. Eva's special treat are, I don't know what those are. I'm going to have to Google that. I love the fact that there's so many different things available for cats, depending on where you live. So my cat Michi is really scared of all people except me and my partner. Every time someone comes into a house, Michi runs and hides. What can we do? Okay, Jareth, have you got a doorbell or anything that you can pair a noise with? So, for example, if you have a sound of a doorbell, say when people come to your house, they ring your doorbell or they knock on your door. If you make those noises, so say it's a knock on the door, you immediately give your cat a treat. If you've got a doorbell, then play a doorbell sound on your phone and give your cat a treat. So that's the first thing that you can do. So your cat then isn't running and hiding the minute that he or she, Michi, hears a doorbell. And then try with just one person at first coming in, and then maybe having a little tin or something with these high reward treats in. I know we've mentioned Dreamies aren't brilliant, but again, this is when they are perfect to be used. When you have a high reward treat and you can just rattle them, these aren't Dreamies, but you could rattle them, and then the person that's just walked in would place a treat on the floor and then would walk away and go and sit down. Now, if your cat Michi is around, then that's great. If she isn't, that's okay too. Just make sure that she's got a safe place to go, because not all cats are sociable and they don't want to be sociable. So it's about giving them the opportunity to be sociable if they want to, and to encourage, but again, looking out for their welfare. So if they want to be shy and they want to be hidden away from any visitors, that's fine, as long as they're okay with you. So don't worry about that. But at least you know what to try. How to hub. Your cat seems lonely sometime. Oh, you worry. Oh, okay. Well, cats are naturally solitary beings, so it's not that they have to live together. If you're providing your cat with enough enrichment, I've said that word again, and you could perhaps play cat TV. Go onto YouTube, look, search for Patsy's Garden. It's amazing. Lots of big fat wood pigeons and squirrels, and nice flapping bird noises as well. Keep your cat occupied. Think about your vertical enrichment as well. So if you are meeting all of your cat's needs and welfare standards, then your cat shouldn't be lonely. And if you're interacting with your cat and spending time with your cat, playing with your cat, sitting with it, brushing, talking to your cat, cats are not an easy option for somebody who doesn't want to walk a dog. They need just as much, if not more, attention. So as long as you're meeting all of those welfare standards, then don't worry about it. And your cat will soon let you know if it's stressed, believe you me. And if you are worried about that, come along next month, 28th of May, and I'll be happy to answer your questions then. Shout out to your friend, of course, Lasher David. Hello. It's a little after 10 a.m. in California. Oh my goodness, California. Tell me the weather is nice somewhere in the world, because it is just awful here in the UK. We've had nothing but rain for ages. Sora, oh, okay, so she does have a TikTok. Sora the Cloud Cat. Okay, I'm going to look out for that then, Jazz, and have a look at your TikTok accounts for Sora the Cloud Cat. And then that's great. I can actually see what Sora looks like. You're welcome, Teddy. Okay, I'll rattle on through now. Laura, hi, thank you for joining in. 11-month-old kitten Charlie talks non-stop all day and constantly wants my attention, even after playing with him. Okay, well, your cat has trained you to do that now. So basically, you have to give your cat a cut-off point where you say, okay, that's enough now. You could say bedtime or TV time or sofa time, whatever, but there's a cue. You give your cat or that's enough, bedtime, and then that's it. You do not engage with your cat then, and do that religiously for about 7 to 10 days. And then your cat will learn that when you say that word, that means there is no more interaction, and then maybe put your YouTube on for cats or something, and vary it. So sometimes you will just go, that's it, and other times you maybe would give your cat some enrichment. But again, it could be that your cat's is a little bit bored, so try and factor in timetable play. And it's really good idea. What I always do is, if you can get shoe boxes, label them up Monday to Sunday and put different toys in every box, so you're rotating the toys all the time so the cats don't get bored, because cats are just like toddlers and they will get bored. So you have to bring fresh things out every day so that they haven't seen them. So one day they'll have a tunnel, the next day maybe one of these like automatic robotic toys, something. So every day something is different. Okay. And then what about, have you seen these for dogs, where you get your cat, your dog, to push the button? This one's programmed to say Dreamies, but Hugo will do this. So if this is out, he will come, push the button. He then wants a Dreamy, so I give him one Dreamy. So something like that. You can train your cat. So don't just think, if something's meant for a dog, get your cat's enrichment really boosted, and that will be fantastic. So Laura, you catch, that's Charlie. So that's what you need to do. Get Charlie trained. Instead of him training you, Laura, get him trained. Living in the grey area, your two cats at this point are trained to go to bed at the same time as you. They'll start working their way towards the bedroom each evening and sleep all night. Oh, you got super lucky you did, because I very often talk about the furry alarm clock. These cats that wake their pet parents up at about 3 o'clock in the morning because they're bored, they've had enough sleep, and they're crepuscular creatures, and it's getting close to dawn, and they're getting a little bit active. So that's really good. So living in the grey area, what are your cats called? Petroman, your cat will lick and cuddle with my wife and then bite her. What could this mean? Basically, it's a petting aggression. So your cat is getting a little bit too overstimulated. So what your wife should do is just stroke him or her, um, uh, just stroke her a little bit and then withdraw before. So there will be some body cues there, some that your wife or you are not are missing. There will be a precursor to the bite, and it could be, that I would also start playing with her a bit more. Something like this. So don't use your hands for playing. Always use extension ones, or these tickers are really, really good, because then if she wants to play with her like that, then she'll probably be better rather than trying to stroke her and get her a bit agitated. So again, up the enrichment for her. Maura, your cat Gatsby goes to his toy box but only likes watching us play with them. Okay, so you've got to find out a way to engage with him. So great that he's going to his toy box, but he only likes watching you play with the toys. Yeah, it's not meant to work like that, is it? So again, something like the robotics. I've got another one here, that spin round. Those are all available on Amazon, and I don't know whether you can see the butterfly there, but that's on a little robotic, and it just spins round as well. So anything like that will get your cat to be used to independent play, and the foraging as well is another good idea. So you probably saw me mention the snuffle ball. I call it a bandage ball. The snuffle ball, again, that's play. Play doesn't always have to be with little soft mice and things. It could be that you're not playing with your cat correctly. So there is a play sequence where we mimic a cat in its natural predatory mode, and that would be by a cat just watching for a while. So that could be what your cat's doing. It's watching you play, but because it's only a baby, then he hasn't quite worked out the next part of the play sequence. So I would get a wand toy and I'd start dragging that around the floor to simulate a mouse, and see if you throw it straight up to him, that's not going to work, because mice don't run up to cats and go, hey, eat me. They don't do that. They run the other way. Cats are attracted to things that move away from them. So if you do that with the wand toy and drag it away, have you ever noticed with your cat that the minute that the whatever you're playing with, the piece of string or the ribbon, is just about to go out of the line of sight, that's when they pounce, because that's far more fun, and that's what they're hardwired to do. So come back next time and tell me about Gatsby, and if you've taught him how to play properly, that would be brilliant. Rowena, okay, the 3-year-old Bengal didn't get on with his previous owner's dog. Okay, what? They just opened the front door and let him run away. Oh dear, that's absolutely dreadful. So if he didn't get on with the dog, then I would say nothing ventured, nothing gained, but make sure you do a really, really good, solid and steady introduction plan. Don't just, it could take months. And when you're doing an introduction plan, if you get one thing wrong, it's one more notch that they've got to try and smooth out. So if you do everything right, it actually takes less time in the long run. So I hope that works out. Again, come back and let me know. Karina, I hope I'm saying everyone's name right, by the way. You've got a multi-cat family, and there are 2 females, Aria and Elsa, and the rest of the cats dislike and constantly bully. You've tried the pheromone collars, but it's not working. Yeah, okay. Basically, what can happen is that people will say, oh, you get a plug-in and that's going to fix everything. It doesn't. You need to have a multimodal approach here. So you need to perhaps be thinking about, okay, what are my timetable play activities for the cats? Have I got pet remedy in as well? Because that works differently to synthetic pheromones. Am I cross-scenting? So am I getting a sock and marking one cat, rubbing one cat's face and then going up and rubbing the other cat's face? So we're actually getting more of an inclusive sort of scent. They're getting used to each other's scent a bit more, and they are learning to live with it a bit more. And what's the enrichment like? And then think about, have they got enough resources? Have they got enough space? Have they got hiding spaces? Have they got tall vertical spaces that they can get away from each other? Because nobody wants an unhappy cat. And if they are unhappy, I am hoping that they're all, or I'm assuming, sorry, that they're all neutered. And if they are, then that's great. If they're not, then that's certainly the way that you want to go. Speak to your vet as well. Get referred to a behaviourist who will actually either remotely go through your home and to see how the cat lives, or you'll get one that will come out to your home and see how your cat lives, and that can be really effective. So putting not only your play in, your enrichment in as well, because not everybody has got a cat friendly home. They might think that they have a caring home, but it might not be what the cat needs, and the welfare needs aren't being met, and that can bring about hostility as well. And then look at your nutraceuticals. Okay, so these are really good. Anxitane, and I've checked, they do have that in the US as well. So that is really, really good. That's half a tablet twice a day. It's a nutraceutical, an amino acid called L-theanine, and that works really, really well, and it's effective for all your cats can have it. There's no contraindications with any other meds or anything, and that just will take the edge off them and calm them down a little bit if they need more happy hormones in their brain. So I'm going to be wrapping up very, very soon. So I'll just do these last few questions. Maura, you've got everything. That's that for Gatsby. You've got everything already. That's amazing. Um, uh, Living in the Grey comments about your cat's names being deleted. Is that no, I don't think so. Maybe it's just been deleted by mistake. Don't worry. I don't know. Maybe the tag is not allowed. I don't know. But don't worry. I'm sure you haven't done anything wrong intentionally. Yeah, our moderators just said sorry about that. They may be mistakenly picked up by the spam by YouTube. If you put a tag, oh, I see. Yeah. So basically, if you put a tag, it's automatically being deleted. So you haven't done anything wrong living in the grey area. And I will go back and answer people's questions that have put them down. So if I haven't answered anyone's questions on here, if you go back and put a comment, I will answer them all. And certainly, oh yeah, lovely names. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Lovely names, Luna. So Bunny and Tosh. Oh gosh, Bunny and Tosh. Yes, you follow me on TikTok, don't you? Of course you do. Yeah, that I do know who you are now. So great names. So I hope everyone's enjoyed the Q&A tonight, or today, what in the afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you very much for watching. Now, I will be back, as I said, on the 28th of May. So please join along, tell any cat friends, share this video. The more the merrier. And if you want to ask a question or let me know your cat's names, then I want to know all about you too. And we've got one more question, and then I am going. Sammy, my cat turns into something demonic when even she smells the vet on my other cat before even going to the vet. How can I help her? Last question, because this is really, really important. So basically, one of the best things you can do is use this. This is pet remedy. So these wipes. So if what you would do is wipe your cat carrier, wipe your cats, and wipe your other cat. So when your cat comes home from the vet, she's going to smell the same, and the cat that hasn't gone to the vet is going to smell the same too. If your cat is really, really very, very anxious when it goes to the vet, speak to your vet, because there are mild sedatives that they can give you, or the cats, not you. Mind you, having said that, I think I need mild sedatives before I take my cat to the vet, let alone the cats. So that is really important, that you do that. Speak to your vet, because no cat should go to the vet feeling anxious, because fear-free is the best all the way. So I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to go now, and there's more people coming on. I know you're saying that you've only just arrived. I'm really, really sorry, but please pop your questions below and I'll make sure I will answer them later today or tomorrow. But I will see you next time, and thank you so much everybody for joining, and thank you for the moderator as well, and be sure to follow cats.com. Bye for now.